Good morning. I'd like to talk to you about a newsday trading opportunity in the bond, the ZB contract. We had news this morning that could move the markets, especially treasuries, gold, and the euro. And we don't know exactly what the news is going to be, but although coming into the news, you can see that the market is selling in front of this news. So we had durable orders forecast at 3.7. It came in 4.4 to the plus side. We had core durable orders, ex-transportation forecast to be plus 0.5%. Came in plus 1.5%. Definitely negative news. So how can I take a trade on the news without really sticking my neck out and getting slipped? So remember, on our newsday trade, and in this case the news took the market lower, that we have in the bar, in this bar that takes the news lower, we've got our mode mean. So a limit sell right there would be the number one place to put it. The second place to have a limit sell would be the value area high, and the third place to have a limit sell would be where the news hit the market. So these are 3-minute bars, and you can see that the market closed right here, and your first opportunity to be a seller, you could have executed this trade in the 72.03.04 area, and perhaps even a little higher. Another place that was that low right there was at 5, so selling 4s, and you can see that the market did get up to 6. So you don't have to stick your neck out, and you don't have to really take inordinate risk to benefit from this. Now, you don't get all of it. So the first opportunity we'll have come in, the market is down. It's going to come back up on profit taking inside this bar. You've got the mode mean, that's your number one area. The value area high would be your second, and then where the news hit the market would be your third area to put a trade on. You're almost guaranteed a reaction trade at your number one level. Number 2 and number 3 are a stretch. Now, barring that, the next way to play this would be a sell stop when you make new lows, which would have you in the game at 31. So anywhere from 3 to 4 or 0.1, and subsequently the market is traded down to 20. Now, under our normal trades and our normal patterns, the next opportunity to come in would be at this S, which would have you short in the 25 area. So you can see up here being short at 3 to 4, you had a shot at a 0.5 point. Being short, taking out that bar's low at 31 or 30, you had a shot at 10-30 seconds. Being short right here in the 25-26 area, you had a shot at 4 to 5-30 seconds. So it makes a big difference. So don't forget our newsday trade when we have a potentially market moving news coming up. It's just a great way to get in. We already know which way this market should trade. It should be lower because the news was negative, and treasuries usually will give you pretty good follow through that way. If you have any more questions on this type of trade, please visit our website. We also offer 5 free days in our main trading room where you can become acquainted with our methodology, our software, and our setups in live trading. You'll get a shot at getting most of your questions answered as to whether our service is right for you or not. Looking forward to seeing you on our website or in our main room for your 5-day free trial offer. Good afternoon. It is August the 25th, 2016. Time to wrap up our day in the E-mini and the rest of the markets. We came in this morning wanting to buy 65, 67. That was buy 1. Sell 1 was 74, 76. The assessment of the market was correct. The trading range. Support was hit early in the session. And right here, a little double top. Could have been a 1-point trade. We talked through that one. This buy right here was good for 3, just good for 3. This retest failure S would have been 1 point with the resting limit order. This buy right here would have given you 3. Triple top S, we tried a couple of trades in here. I scratched them, and the trade finally gets to the mean green line. Mean green trade right here. Buy, small winner. This S a scratch. This S a plus. So again, if you just take the trades and don't worry too much about it one way or the other, you can make a point, sometimes 3. And the issue always is it a point or is it 3? And I mean, you just really don't know when you get in. I do know this in our trading that we've had over the summer. If we'd taken a 1 point on all of our trades, we would not have looked back. By going for 3, which is what the model tells us we can get, obviously that's changed over the summer. We've left a lot of money on the table and incurred losses sometimes when we could have had our 1 point and been on down the road. So again, to me, the holy grail really is not entry. It's how long do you hold on to a trade. F1, I wouldn't read a lot into this. Lower high, lower low, barely. We've got Jackson Hole. Janet speaks at 10 Eastern. Supposed to be a dovish, hawkish statement. Oh, great. Now, what the hell does a dovish, hawkish statement mean? I don't have a clue, so neither do they. They get paid vast sums of money to write this stuff. Put it all together, it's a very weak, it's just not even really a P or anything. It's kind of a D, a little saddle formation. So just markets on hold awaiting news. If the market was to close right now and we had no news tomorrow, we'd be trying to sell 74, 76s, 79.81. On the buy side, we'd be trying to buy 65, 67, then 60, 62. So we'd be buying 60s to 65s and selling 75s to 80s with no news tomorrow. We do have news tomorrow. GDP 1.1, up a tenth. Deflator 2.2. Talk about stagflation. You're looking at it right there. Very little economic growth. Inflation higher than growth. International trade minus 61B. That's probably right. Corporate profits minus 2.3. That's probably right. That's a great sign of economic growth, isn't it? Yellen at 10. Consumer sentiment can come in lower than forecast at 90.7. And last week's Baker Hughes rig count showed 612 rigs operating in North America. At the height, it was close to, I think it was 1,800 plus. 2/3 of that industry has been put on skids back in the yard. Down to what Yellen says tomorrow at 10 a.m. And remember, we have newsday trades. The news algos, you can't beat them. But on that retracement on a profit taken, you can enter with the news, and then if it doesn't extend the range, get out. Probably a couple of days before the video on our newsday trade that I did on the video that we did on the bond this morning. That will be posted on the website. Okay, we had a weak 7-year auction. We had a good 2 to 5. My guess is that not a lot has changed. Lower high, lower low on F1. Find a place to sell it. Down to Yellen's speech. She comes out and is it's benign. She's a dovish hawk, which is, I mean, rhetorically that's where they've been. We're going to raise interest rates when we can, when the data warrants it, and right now it just really doesn't warrant it. So yeah, we're going to raise interest rates, but not right now. Maybe 3 months from now, maybe next month. And that's the way they've been playing it. So they don't have to do anything. They don't have to change everybody's happy. Okay, supports at 132, resistance is at 8. That's where we are right now. I look for sideways market into Yellen, so sell 1, 7 to 11, sell 2, 15 to 19. I think we're going to close it tomorrow in the 132.05 area. Looks to be a little bit lower, so 29s to 01 buy 1, 21s to 25s buy 2. If Yellen comes out and says we're raising interest rates sooner rather than later, we'll sell some. And if she doesn't, I think a lot of the anticipation of interest rates has been built into the market. And from a trader's, I'll be glad when summer's over, because we've had one hell of a hot summer here, but it would also be nice to get regularization back. Fits, I'm not holding my breath this year for the 64-bit software. Peter has said maybe this fall, so probably not this fall if I'm interpreting Peter's lack of enthusiasm when he responds to that correctly. Okay, we are pointed lower, definitely a B, so maybe we can buy it. So we've got support right here in the 12 to 16 area. So 5 to 9 buy 1, let them go a little bit lower. 25, 29. We do have a new version coming up second week in September on the roll of the indexes that will have the P's and the N's. It'll bring that F5 information onto any screen you want to put it onto. So that's helpful. And there's another technical study coming that we'll have videos for when it hits. Be nice to have that 64-bit though. It would get rid of a lot of issues. The architecture's there. I've seen it. I saw it in February. So the backbone's already built. It's just getting all the studies over. Some of those transfer, all the libraries transfer quickly. Some of them don't. It's pretty tedious work. Gold, option expiration, lower high, lower low, find a place to sell it. Option expiration's out of the way. You know, we fired our weapons warning shots in the Gulf of Hormuz today. Turkey has gone into Syria. The South China Sea, that's escalating. I mean, there's 5 months to grab stuff. On the assumption that Hillary may not make it be elected. Right now everybody seems to think that she's going to be. But every dictator in the world is going to move as quickly as possible to grab as much as they can right now. And the tensions are going to escalate. I think that ultimately supports gold. Here we are, 25. We got a very clean break in this 26, 27. So 28 to 30, maybe a little higher. Sell 1. 34, 36, sell 2. On the buy side, 20, 22. Yeah, I don't, obviously Putin's going to make a move for the Ukraine. And Europe will do nothing. Europe and the United States were never going to do nothing, although they did swear on paper that if you just give up all your nukes, Ukraine, and if the Ukraine had kept her nukes, Russia would not be doing this. We'll back you for sure. Right. And I'm sure there was money that was given to the Ukrainian leadership right there to help smooth the deal, in the form of grants or something, or foreign aid that the insiders were able to pocket. So everybody was happy. Okay, crude oil, inside day, maybe a little lower. Right here we sit, so the market is trying to sell. Got the basically volume on a annual basis at 46 right here. That is a high volume number, so that's where the draw is. As long as we can stay below this 47, looks like 33 week, or 47.50. It looks like maybe 47.50 is hidden. This market can still sell. Looking at the F2, looks like it's going to try to trade a little higher. We're right here at 33, so I'd like to do it at 50 to 75. Sell one. In London tonight, 48, 48 and a quarter. Sell two. Might take a 47.26 to get in. On the buy side, 46.50, 46.75. Buy one. 46 even, 46 and a quarter. Buy two. Okay, if the Yellen speech is benign, no increase in interest rates anytime soon. Right now, I think the market says the chances of a rate increase in September, I think, are 18 to 20%, and in December over 50%, which is the way it really has been. I think yesterday it jumped up to maybe 28% for a September rate increase. Inside day on F1 on the euro. Trading range, and it'll be on hold until Janet speaks. Put it all together. There's leaning B, I guess. A little saddle formation there, so. $113 even, 113.10, sell one. 13.25, sell two. On the buy side, 12.75, buy one. 12.50, buy two. That's it for August the 25th. See you bright and early in the morning. I'll open it up for questions here after I shut this down, the video down, and get that going.